Hey everyone, it's Kaylin Sparkle. So today I'll be going to say thank you to my very good friend, Wizard Dude, for making his video about my EastEnders girls. So believe me or not, I had to be honest that I think his views on my EastEnders girls are actually really good. I mean, I just like the way he you know, share all the information. And And let's just be honest that that um well the thing is what I'm trying to say that the single skills probably may won't be a thing for now because since I got no experience and all that, because even though I am trying my best to think about my future, and the thing is, the huge problem is that I'm not really like an animator person quite yet, because like I already explained that I got no full experience to do so. And and if my single skills will become an actual TV show, and then based off like the movie of course, but all I'm trying to say that if my single skills do become a natural thing one day in the future, I'm pretty sure that I will have some few people who has full experience who can help me to do the whole productions, like um choosing the right actor, singer to do the to voice for my characters. And I also need like music backgrounds, all different kinds of backgrounds, like like in the actual show, where like um the outside, the inside, something like that. And um and they also need something like sound effects, and there's many more to think of, because well, you know me, sometimes I do run at some things, but sometimes they just like come, fade away, something like that, for example. But all I'm just trying to say is that I'm really thankful for my friend Wizard Dude for sharing his thoughts for my single skills. And I would like to hear what you guys think about my single skills. And if you have seen my single skills fandom wiki, I'm pretty sure some of you already have, like my best friend Sophie. I'm pretty sure some of you may interested with it anyway. And well, believe me or not, the single skills has I have been working on the single skills some time around 2014. I was only 13 at the time when I started this sort of idea, and then all of a sudden I just sort of like focus on my studying and all that, and do different things, because I still do draw my own characters from time to time, like on the like a drawing sketch pad, and on my computer, or just do it on a piece of paper. And until sometime around 2016, that's the time when I went back to me to do my single girls, even though they're not that popular quite yet, because I'm still wanting for my single girls to be more like the Chapettes from Owl the Chipmunks, and the main six from the My Little Pony. But don't worry, I'm not gonna copy or anything. But what I'm trying to say is that I want my own characters to have a bit, similarities. But there are going to be quite some differences, you know, for the girls, including Caitlin Sparkle. Even though that's me personally, but just try focus on Caitlin Sparkle as a character, not me, because I know I'm real, but character, okay, the sparkle is not real. Just think about it. If you have a character that's based on yourself, just imagine you're actually talking about a character with the same name. So that's all I'm saying. And so let's just say that the single skills will always be one of my best favorite things in my whole life. And and believe me, I've always liked art, but drawing the most because I have this most talented skills. And I actually had to thank to some people who's been giving support and saying nice things of how good I am of drawing. Well, believe me, I do kind of give it a little bit of blush when people give me nice things. And so, trying to think. So what inspired me to love drawing in the first place has to be um Tinkerbell and the Great Fairy Rescue. If you remember when the girl Izzy and Tinkerbell were working together with the sketchbook, that kind of inspiring. I mean, it's always making me imagine making my own book about my own characters and write all about them and talk about other things like personal lives and all that. Yeah, that's all I'm trying to say. Um, but what else inspired me is Charlie and Lola episode about I wish I could draw more like you. I just remember that episode so much. I never forget watching it. And I've been watching it again not too long ago this year, in about like last month, I think it was. And actually kind of good because it's bringing all my childhood memory back. Yeah, so that's the whole point because some of the things that you watch when you like growing up, they just inspire you to do what you really like to do for your future. So, like, if I can use my best friend Sophie, for example, because she always interesting on becoming a video gamer or something. I think that's what she wants to do in the future. I don't know, but I'm pretty sure that's what Sophie said to me. And she always interested on doing a video game or different kind of things that relates to for well my Single Dust Girls because I'm the one who owns the Single Dust Girls. And well, personally, Sophie is also owns the Single Dust Girls because since she's my best friend, and I hope Sophie appreciates that because I know she would because I know her because well that's just me just liking having Sophie's support and she has mine. Yeah, that's all I'm saying. And there's many more to think about that what inspired me to love art in the first place. And um well so so what I'm trying to say here that no matter how much I love art or drawing, it's just well it's a fun thing to do. It's life. Once you start to to be good at something and some of the things that inspires you, you just want to become, to become as what? Like me, for example, who wants to become an animator, including my friend Wizard Dude, because he said he wants to be like a 2D animator. I think he wants to be, but I want to be more than that. Because I want to be a 2D animator, a 3D animator. I think that's more like what I want to be when I'm a bit older enough. And I did kind of mention on my community post not too long ago saying about having a job, and I did kind of mention about that I don't really have a job quite yet, but the whole thing is that I don't really have too much experience. But the whole thing, just before I could possibly mention the actual word, but I don't want, someone, um, you know, being offensive towards me, but I'm going to use the word autism. And I don't really care if I have that person saying that I'm using my autism as an excuse. I don't really care what that person's saying anyway. So I don't want to talk about that person anymore because I want them to move on. So there. And it's because I have learning disability, and it's going to be really hard for me to understanding on few things. And yeah, so I just hope everyone can able to support me for that as well, because like I said, I might get overstressed, confused, and that's just part of my personality, and I can't think straight. And I may get angry a few times if I ever post about something onto my community page, and then somebody was being a bit rude to me, saying that about why I act the way I act. But that's just part of my personality, so you better get used to it and get over it. You can't just judge me just because I get angry at some little things. If you have a problem with that, then don't bother say anything. And you obviously know who I'm talking about here, because some of you already know what happened to me recently. So yeah, I kindly suggest everyone to give my single dog skills a chance, because I really want my single dog skills to have more views. And because sorry, well, I don't know. All I'm trying to say is that the single dog skills has to be, has to become a thing one day for my own future. And I do want to become like an actor myself sometimes, or maybe a singer or something, like whatever, somewhere in between. But I also like to have other ideas for my single dog skills thingy, because I want whoever has full experience to do it. I want someone who is more experienced to make costumes and all kind of things like magazines, toys, dolls, figures, or any items around the whole world that we all love. That like My Little Pony or Miraculous Ladybug, something Disney like The Little Mermaid, Lilo and Stitch, or something like that, or Disney princesses. I have to be actually honest, I think my single skills should need to have their very own costumes to become an actual costumes, because I wouldn't imagine seeing little girls wearing my single skills dresses, like Ken Sparkles, Safie's, Hannah's, Jenny, Leah, and so on. So that's how I have to be honest. I just really want my single skills to become a thing, like I keep saying. And well, I just hope you guys actually enjoy my video here, and oh, and I also forgot to mention, I believe my friend Wizardy likes me to share some information about some of the things that I haven't done yet, like get some information about some of my characters, or for my episodes for the future. So the whole thing that now you will know the thing with those girls, because I mentioned the names already, and and I hope you guys have seen Wizard Dude's video because he did mention about Ken Sparkle's boyfriend, Bobby Beale, but believe me, I don't have a boyfriend in real life, so I just hope you understand that because I don't really need boys, really. Maybe not right now, but maybe sometime in the future when we're a bit more older, or trying to get used to some boys. I'm pretty sure I might get a boyfriend. So yeah, okay. So Bobby Beale is actually just a character from the show that I normally watch in my time, EastEnders. But some of you from America who doesn't know what EastEnders is, you can always be free to look it up if you're interested. But if you want me to just to tell you what it is, I'll be honored to tell you that. EastEnders is an opera um, show in the United Kingdom, and and it can have a bit of drama, like fighting, a bit of violence, sort of thing, but not too violent, of course, because EastEnders is not just for adults, because EastEnders can be for, for some young people, including myself, because I'm a young adult here. So don't get me wrong, because I, I mean, it's not just me personally who watch EastEnders in my country. My best friend Sophie watches EastEnders, but I've been watching EastEnders way before her. But I'm just saying that I've been watching EastEnders since sometime around, well, even though I don't really watch it that much, but it was 2009, I think it was, yeah, because I remember this episode with Peggy Mitchell leaving sadly, and again back in 2012 when Ben Mitchell got arrested. Um, you probably don't want to know why, because it will be bleh, terrible. And until then, I've been watching some like EastEnders clips from the older episodes from back in the past, like when it first came out, sometime in the 80s, like all the older episodes from the 80s to 90s, 2000, 2010s. Well, I mean, early 2010s. Until on that very day back in 2016, I started to watch EastEnders, like actual EastEnders episodes in 2016. It was sometime around May, I would say, because that's how I remembered. And that's how I first noticed Elliot Carrington in that time when he used to play Bobby Beale. So, and that's when I started having when I started to feel like, because if I remember correctly, when I first saw him, I was like, oh, hello, who is he? Something like that. And I was like, I don't know whether if I like him or not. Until sometime a few months later, I just somehow realized that I'm getting so obsessed watching him every time he's on the screen. Can't get myself. I think I need to get my head out of these clouds like Cloud 9 by Katy Perry already. But don't worry. I just, I know I'm not really into boys, but it's kind of different with Elliot Carrington. He's just so interesting. I mean, I wish I could meet someone who's like him. Because I wouldn't imagine he's a very sweet and handsome guy. Yeah. And so, until, like I said, I did kind of realize that I having feelings for him. but not too obsessed feeling sort of way, like Marinette when from Miraculous Ladybug, when most of the fans of Miraculous has been accusing Marinette as a stalker. Eh, I don't know what is wrong with these people, but I don't really care if people thinking that Marinette's a stalker. She's still a sweet, innocent girl. Just leave her alone. She's only a cartoon character. I mean, seriously. But don't get too offended here, okay, guys? I'm not saying that to be rude or anything. I'm just saying that it doesn't really matter if a character likes another character. I mean, well, I'm just using it as an example because I already mentioned that I just kind of have feelings for Elliot Carrington, but not sort of in an obsessive sort of way, but I just like him. So, recently, I do want sometimes like to meet him one day. If I ever bump into him, I'll just go, hi, nice to meet you, and then walk away. That's it, I'm afraid, because I don't want to bother him like most of the girls do. But, well, not technically all girls can be like that, but I'm saying that sometimes most of the girls can be, screaming all kinds, happy screaming when they see their favorite celebrity, like Justin Bieber, One Direction, or Michael Jackson. Ugh. Okay, I'm getting too crazy around here now. So, I'll try not to, I'll just get myself focused on my singer dance girls. Thank God. Um, okay, let's talk about the Rockstars boys. The Rockstars boys, let's just say they're like a male counterpart for Sophie, Hannah, Jenny, Leah, and Zara. Except that you guys already know why, because since King Sparkle has already have a love interest, but he's not really part as a group of the Rockstars boys because he just a fan who just likes to hang around with the boys. So yeah. So I already mentioned that a boy who's the leader of the Rockstars boys is called Daniel. And he's based on the boy with the same name, but I did kind of mention him sometime before in my Bobby Bill video that I do kind of like him, but because not that I have a crush on him, because just before could mention it, because I do like him a bit, just not in a love sort of way. Sometimes I just wanted to get me own facts straight. I may did mention that I do love him, but may don't. Yeah, I just like him now. So that's what I'm saying. And then the other boys called Jordan, Jamie, John, and Brooklyn. So these are the boys I know from a primary school. But I also know Daniel from the other primary school way before I met the other boys in the primary that comes next. Yeah, so I have to be honest, I don't really see them very much anymore, like same with the other girls. Well, sadly, I do miss Hannah the most because she's the one. Well, well, Miss Daly. But luckily, I still got Sophie because me and Sophie would never ever stop seeing each other. But sometimes we do might need a little break, but sometimes I just wanted to be with Sophie forever because if I don't have Sophie anymore, I got no one else to talk to or be with. And I don't want that ever happen to me. Not ever. And I bet see if we agree with that. Um, uh, so yeah, like I said, I kind of miss Hannah sometimes the most because she's just so nice. She's very beautiful in real life, and she can be a bit like Brittany from Out of the Chipmunks. So don't get me wrong, she can be a little bossy sometimes, in a good way, sort of way. I'm not saying it to be rude. Um, because I remember that this time when we had a bit of fun time together. Sometimes Hannah just likes to play about, like don't do this, don't do that. And we just sort of like giggle, sort of thing. Yeah, I just remember her very well. And I do really miss Jenny sometimes. Jenny is a very nice girl. I will never forget about Jenny's sweet personality. She can be a bit feisty sometimes, because I remember a long time ago, even though we were just kids, Jenny can be a bit mean at times, but I just remember this one time where Jenny can be a bit mean, but mainly she's just a sweet, nice girl. And she's always caring and she's always generous. Yeah, and I also miss Leah sometimes the most too. I just miss her sweet little face. Yeah. I will never forget about Hannah, Jenny, or Leah. And I do miss Sarah like a little bit because I barely know her, to be honest, because even though I was only like a kid at the time when I first met Sarah, but like I said before, Sophie never met Sarah, only me and Leah. Because if I remember correctly, well, I did used to do something really naughty to Sarah, but it was only a mistake. It's not like I did really something bad. It's just I sometimes don't really like Sarah that much, but enough. I, I can't get my head straight now here. But what I'm saying that I do like Sarah sometimes, and sometimes Sarah can be a bit too much. But I'm not saying it to be mean or anything. Well, I'm sure Sarah will understand if she's watching this as well. I'm sure you won't get too upset, Sarah, because I really want to upset you. Yeah, I'm sorry, Sarah, and I'm sure you will forgive me if you do. Because if you do forgive me, I'll be, whew, that was relief. Yeah, sorry about that. So yeah, so it's been a while since I haven't been doing my reviewing videos lately because I really post about me having a sore throat, and I still get this back cough and all that. Yeah. Okay. So and let's just focus on more characters. Do you guys remember some of my other characters like Justine, Janessa, Jesse, and Eric? Well, even though we did already mention them in his own video, but to be honest, I have to be honest with you that Eric is like a stepbrother to the Single Girls. Um, because I did mention in my Single Girls website that Eric is the only child, and he's been living with his parents for a long time until his mum passed away, and then he was just like alone with his dad, and he has a really sad background story because um he has sort of like breakdowns mental issues and all kinds, and you cannot, handle it. So until he um got himself a therapy and all kinds to help him to realize that his behavior, like like getting angry, sort of, aggressive sort of behavior. But Eric is just, you can't really blame Eric because he just sometimes can't keep his emotions to himself at times. But even though it is hard to ignore your feelings, but you just have to let them out sometimes. But don't worry, Eric's not a real person in real life, so that's just for relief for you guys, so you don't have to be worried about. And there's Janessa. Ooh, okay, we did already talk about her, so I'm going to share more information about Janessa. Janessa is a crook. She's a bully, really, but she's not real either in real life. She's just a character from my own cartoon, and yeah, and she likes to keep making Caitlin Sparkle to be her friend again, even though Caitlin Sparkle did refuse. But well, Janessa, she can't be like real Castle from Willy Wonka. Well, can I just be honest? Janessa can be a bit like a spoiled brat. Like, she always boss people about. I mean, every time when someone's trying to stand up to her, she always uses nasty excuses and then threatening them and get her own her teammates to deal with them. I mean, seriously, to be honest with you, Janessa, you're seriously just a bad girl. I just hate you, But thankfully, I actually just made her up. And you want to know why I have created Janessa? It's because she's inspired by Myrtle Edmonds from Lilo and Stitch. Oh, I hate that Edmund girl. She's a weirdo, she's a creepy, she's a jealous boost, and she's a bossy. Yeah. And she always having those other three girls, Elena, Yuki, and Teresa, to follow her around and always go yeah, all the time. And I was like, oh, give me a break, will ya? Ugh. You're giving us a headache, girls. Why couldn't you just say no? Sort of like that. Okay, I'm freaking out here. Or maybe I'm just getting crazy now. So, Jessie is more like those girls because Jessie actually works for Janessa. Well, Jessie doesn't do very much personally, and she's also not real. She's just a character, but she just follows Janessa around, and she does the same thing, with this hula girl who keeps saying yeah, or she can be being more like Susan, like Moody Margaret's friend from Horror Henry. She always yeah, and copies the same way what Margaret always say to Henry and all people. Jeez, man. But to Justine, which she is also not real person but a character. Justine is actually she's not really a fully a bully like Jessie is. She just actually pretending to be a bully. She never liked Janessa at the first time when she first met Janessa, and you want to know why Justine was pretending to bully everyone? Well, the whole thing is that she wanted to show off by showing Janessa that she can be mean, but Justine finds it really hard because she's struggling to cope that she's worried that Janessa may do something nasty about, something dangerous to her. And I actually feel sorry for Justine because Justine doesn't deserve any of it. And she can remind you of Anastasia. If you guys think about Anastasia and Drizella from Cinderella. So let's just say because Janessa can be the stepmother, Jessie as Drizella, and Justine as Anastasia. If you think about it, I'm pretty sure you know what I mean. Oh, I just hate that Janessa. And and when my friend was did mention about Bobby's got new siblings for my Single Skills show now. Well, even though he already mentioned a character called Janet, spelled like this: J-E-N-E double T and then E. That's how you spell Jeanette. And when Richard G mentioned that he doesn't know much about Jeanette, I got to talk about her. Jeanette is a very sweet, kind girl, just like Justine. But sometimes she can be a bit, she can be a bit bossy and she can be a bit mean at times. But even though she didn't mean well, and she does say sorry eventually, as in like she realized her mistakes about her behavior, and she just go ahead and say sorry and tells everyone how wrong she is, something like that. And she's actually a really good friend to the Singador Girls, and that includes for Justine. So both Jeanette and Justine are actually BFFs. They both know each other for a long time, if I have to be honest with you guys. Because I thought it would be the best idea to have Justine and Jeanette to be best friends instead of having not knowing each other sort of that. And and it's more of a characters I could possibly think of, but they will. Oh, and Charisse. Rita did already mention about Charisse, and I will mention her. Charisse is going to be she's going to be sort of like a gay character for my Single Dust Girls, because she likes girls, like fancies the girls. No, well, well, don't get me wrong, because it happens to everyone in real life. Like boys like other boys and girls like other girls, but you can't really blame them because it's part of the LGTB club, something like that. Yeah, I just thought it's the best sort of interesting to make Charisse to be a gay character instead of having her to be as a, not, like with Caitlin Sparkle with a boy love interest. And I did kind of mention on my Caitlin Sparkle page that Caitlin Sparkle might be gay sometime, but I'm not too sure really since I'm not gay in real life. But I will think about it, but I don't know. And okay, so I got a few villains, and they are Queen Rubiana. She's going to be the original villain for the series, but she will be the villain for sort of, I don't know, but all I'm saying that Queen Rubiana is definitely a nasty old villain. She likes to trick everyone. She's like a trickster from Sarah Jane Adventures. She just likes to trick everyone, mutilating them, and trying to destroy their friendship. Ugh. And that's an opposite to Princess Clarissa, because she's just too obsessed to be a beautiful princess. Like, she wants to, I would say, by using mirror, mirror on the wall, sort of like making her more like the stepmother, the witch from Snow White. She just wants to be beautiful, even though she can be a bit ugly. Okay, so what I'm trying to say here is that Princess Clarissa is just a bit like the stepmother from Snow White. And sometimes in one of the episodes, hopefully one day, if my Single Dog Girls thing will become an actual TV show, Princess Clarissa will have her own daughter, and her name will be Cleo, Princess Cleo. Well, to be honest, Princess Cleo is not like her mom. She'll be quite an opposite to her mom because Cleo, she's a nice young girl, and she never bullies everyone, not even to King Sparkle, because she actually kind of bonds with King Sparkle because she likes to be King Sparkle's friend. So yeah, that's all I have to be honest. I haven't got a picture of her quite yet because I don't know how to describe what I want her to look like for the actual show, I'm pretty sure you will be interested on seeing what she's going to be look like one day. And it's going to be another character called Sarina. You might, if you think of it, she's going to be inspired by Julika from Miraculous Ladybug, but she's kind of a bit different now because Serena, she actually has a good singing voice, but she's shy to admit it, and she has this sort of like a locket, like a necklace sort of locket, and when she owns it, it shows a picture of her with her lost mom, because let's just say her mom abandoned her when she's only a baby. And she's always wanted to know where her mom is. And she doesn't live with her dad or anything, she lives with her aunties. And that can remind you of Sabrina, the Teenage Witch. Okay, I think I got too much information, Okay. And I bet Wizard Dude will be like, what? Really? Okay. Don't worry, Wizard Dude. I'm just using it for example. I just hope you know what I'm trying to do here. And there'll be another character called Tiffany. She's a character who's actually also from EastEnders, but gonna have a different personality for what she has in EastEnders, because she's a close friend to King Sparkle too. And I bet you guys will go and say, how many friends does King Sparkle need? Well, don't ask me, because I don't know. Maybe King Sparkle's just so popular. Okay, and there will be Betty and Bella. You've probably seen them on one of my videos on YouTube a few times, and they'll be on my TV show too. Betty and Bella, my sweet little babies. Okay. Okay. So, and they will have and there will be another dog, but it's going to be a boy, and his name will be Ben. Not Benjamin, but Ben. Yeah. And they will be like Betsy's and Bella's sort of adopted brother. Betsy's can be acting a bit off towards him. Like, she doesn't understand what is Ben doing. Like, she'll be going like, oh, what is he doing? Gross! Oh, disgusting. Oh, boys. And Bella will be like, okay, I don't understand. I'm not so bothered about him. He's cool. Okay, and there'll be another character based on my real life friends, Oliver. He'll be in it too, and I'm sure Oliver will like this sort of idea. If it's okay with him, I'm pretty sure he'll be fine with my idea having him in my Single Dog Girls series. And I just hope both Sophie and Oliver are able to understand that I'm going to have, well, not in technically real life, but for my own series, I'm going to have Oliver and Sophie to be more like a love interest sort of thing. But don't worry, Oliver and Sophie. I'm not doing it like as in I'm shipping you two together or anything, but because I bet you don't appreciate that to be happening in real life. But I just I just hope you guys are able to understand that I'm going to have you two going to be sort of like a couple for my Single Dog Girls series. But don't get too, you know, like, oh, I don't know, I can't get the word out. But all I'm trying to say that I don't want you to get up too upset. But I'm not doing it to be, because since you two are my best friends, and my real life family are going to be in it too. Like my mom, my dad, my sister Sean, and her boyfriend Jack. But even though well, to be honest, in the Single Dog Girls series, it will happen sometime in the future if my Single Dog Girls does become a TV show. Sean and Jack will be living together with a newborn daughter. But don't worry, they don't have a daughter in real life. Don't worry. Okay, and there's going to be more characters that I could possibly try to make here. And there's going to be another villain called King Bob, and he is Queen Riviana's husband. They're both nasty villains, and they can remind you of those two villains from Pokemon, with the sort of pink hair and sort of blue or purple hair. I don't know. I don't know what the name, since I don't really know much about Pokemon like most of you guys do, but because I don't really have intention on watching Pokemon because I'm not really much a fan of it. But I do like this one character and her own Pokemon creature, and she has a hat. She has like sort of like dark hair, like black sort of with blue highlights. I don't know what her name was, but I'm pretty sure some of you might able to remember who she was. And if you do, you can always be free to share in the comments of what her name is. And I do like her Pokemon. I think it's a bear. I think, and it's blue. I can't remember what's the name of it as well either. And well, let's just get to the point that the Single Dog Girls are going to be more like focusing on the Single Dog Girls' adventures in season 1 until the later series will be becoming different, because I want my Single Dog Girls to be having like special characters appearing, like Ariel from The Little Mermaid, My Little Pony, and the Chipmunks, like Eleanor, for example. Because even though Wizard did already mention Eleanor in his own video, he personally, but don't get too confused or anything, because I don't blame you for getting confused, because Eleanor is going to be different to what she was from Alan the Chipmunks. And technically, Eleanor is going to be Alvin's new love interest. But don't get too offensive about it, okay? Because I don't need any of that, okay? So please respect my decision. And because even though some of you already know that I'm shipping both Alvin and Eleanor for a reason. And that's why I want them to be together for my own Single Dog Girls, instead of having Eleanor and Theodore and Alvin and Brittany together or something like that. But it's not about Alvin the Chipmunks. It's about the Single Dog Girls. And oh yeah, and the TV series will be slightly a bit same as Alvin the Chipmunks, because there's going to be like songs on each episode, but not each like every episode, but only like each. And some of them might not have some songs, because I want some of them to be more like My Little Pony as well, because I already mentioned that the Single Dog Girls are sort of like inspired by the Chipmunks, or maybe the Gepettes, and My Little Pony. Oh, and also the Powerpuff Girls because, well, not the the one that we mostly remembered, with Tara Strong, but I'm talking about the Powerpuff Girls anime series. Some of you might remember that, and some of you may won't, but you can always be free to look it up on Google because it's on YouTube and Google, and it's everywhere actually. And I want my singing skills to be a bit like them because if you remember the transmission, the transformation scene from each of the episodes of the anime series of the Powerpuff Girls when they press those buttons on their skirts and that, and then they just like, whoo, yeah, oh yeah, go. I like, and the way that they say the names like, Bubbles, Blossom, Buttercup, so like that. Yeah. So I just hope you guys enjoy my video. I'll just let you guys go because I wanted to because I don't well I mean I'm going to get myself a snack or anything something like that because I'm a bit peckish here. So I'm pretty sure you guys might enjoy my video. And if you wanted to share your thoughts or if you want to ask me a question, be free to do so in the comments. So like I said, I'll see you guys very soon. And if you're new to my channel, be free to subscribe and press the notification bell to receive my videos every day. And be free to like my videos. Okay, I'll catch you guys later. Bye.